You quote Judge President Dunstan Mlambo talking about who was the judge involved in setting this aside, the Commission's findings. And he says this, a clear failure to test evidence of key witnesses, a refusal to take account of documentary evidence which contained the most serious allegations which were relevant to its inquiry. I recall at the time this was fiercely contested. I don't know if it was within the confines of the inquiry itself, but certainly this didn't happen without a lot of dust and noise.
Absolutely, and we know that a number of arms deal activists, including Terry Crawford Brown, Andrew Feinstein, etc., raised their complaints very vocally because a number of people who had a lot of information about the arms deal were actually excluded as witnesses, weren't able to go and testify.
Yes.
And of course, John, we know the relevance, the former President Jacob Zuma, in fact, utilized the report produced by, Judge Sariti and his colleague, Judge Musi, to argue in his permanent stay of prosecution that, in fact, why was he being prosecuted for arms deal corruption when, in fact, this report had found that there was no arms deal corruption. It was widely criticized as a whitewash, and certainly
Yes.
in the 50-page document that I've read that has formed the basis of complaint, the evidence wasn't considered, the Shabir Sheikh evidence wasn't considered. The Thales litigation related to former President Jacob Zuma, that was excluded. And as I said before, the over only 1.3 million of the pages that were amassed by the police as part of the investigation of something like over 4 million were actually scanned and included, and we don't even know if they were looked at. So there was a whole scale arguably a decision was taken to not look at particular pieces of evidence.
Right.
And the judges will now need to explain what informed that decision.
News.
Experts.
Analysis.
Where things stand.
What you need to know. Drive home with John Perlman
On 702.